trade procedures and documentation. In this subject, Unit 1 talks about Foreign Trade Policy 2004 to 2009, export licensing procedures and formalities, export price quotations, deemed exports, benefits, categories of supply role of export promotion in Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, export promotion councils and commodity boards. I welcome you all to this session on India's foreign trade policy 2004 to 2009, a critical period that laid the foundation for the country's export-led growth strategy. The policy was a key milestone in India's economic journey, aimed at increasing its share in global trade by simplifying procedures, encouraging innovation, and providing targeted support to key export sectors. This policy was designed not only to boost India's economic growth, but also to position Indian businesses as competitive players in the global marketplace. In today's globalized world, understanding the frameworks that govern international trade is crucial for businesses, policymakers, and stakeholders alike. During the session, we will explore important components such as export licensing procedures, the role of deemed exports, and the significance of export price quotations. We will also dive into the strategic functions of institutions like Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, that is ECGC, and the Export Promotion Councils, EPCs, which have played a vital role in supporting exporters. Furthermore, we will examine various export promotion schemes introduced under this policy, designed to lower costs, incentivize modernization, and open new markets. By the end of this discussion, we will have a comprehensive understanding of how the Foreign Trade Policy 2004 to 2009 shaped India's trade ecosystem and how these measures contributed to building a robust export economy. Okay, let's begin by looking at the key objectives and initiatives that define this policy framework. Let's go into Foreign Trade Policy 2004 to 2009. The Foreign Trade Policy FTP 2004 to 2009 aimed to boost India's exports to achieve a sustained high growth trajectory and increase the country's share in world trade. The policy introduced a comprehensive strategy for enhancing India's economic engagement with the global market, focusing on creating an enabling environment for export growth, liberalizing export procedures, and offering incentives for various sectors. The key objectives of the FTP 2004-2009 include doubling India's share in global trade within 5 years by providing a stable and long-term policy framework for trade, export-led growth strategy for job creation and poverty reduction. Furthermore, simplification and streamlining of export procedures to reduce transaction costs. Also, providing special support to agriculture, handicrafts, and small and medium enterprises to expand exports in these crucial sectors. Several initiatives were introduced to help India achieve these goals. The Special Economic Zones, we call it as SEZ. These were promoted to attract foreign direct investment to generate employment. A Focused Market Scheme, which is FMS, and Focused Product Scheme, FPS, were introduced to diversify markets and products. Export Promotion Capital Goods, EPCG, this scheme was modified to encourage modernization of the production base. Overall, the FTP 2004-2009 reflected the government's commitment to facilitate exports and address both domestic and international challenges to Indian trade. Export licensing procedures and formalities. Export licensing refers to the regulation and control of certain types of goods requiring government approval before they can be exported. The export licensing system under the FTP 2004 to 2009 was designed to facilitate smoother trade while ensuring compliance with security and international agreements. The licensing system classified goods into different categories: open general license (OGL), goods that could be freely exported without any specific license. Then comes the restricted items, goods that required permission from the Directorate General of Foreign Trade (DGFT) appointed by the government. Exporters had to apply for an export license justifying the purpose of the export. Then comes the canalized items, certain products, example petroleum and defense item, that could only be exported through designated agencies. The prohibited items are goods that were banned from export due to national security, environmental or economic reasons. Then we go on to see the procedure for obtaining an export license. The first step is the application submission. Exporters need to apply through the DGFT, providing all relevant details of the export product. The supporting documents required are a commercial invoice, export contract, shipping bill, and letter of credit are usually required. Other documents like a certificate of origin and insurance papers may also be required. Electronic filing (EDI). The introduction of EDI systems helped simplify the process, making it possible to apply for export licenses online, reducing paperwork and expediting the approvals. The export licensing system was integral to ensuring that sensitive and controlled goods did not fall into unauthorized hands and to facilitate legal international trade. We will move on to see the export price quotations. An export price quotation refers to the price at which goods are offered for export to foreign buyers. It plays a critical role in international trade because it forms the basis for negotiations between exporters and importers. The most common types of export price quotations are based on the Incoterms, which are International Commercial Terms System. Free on board, you could have heard about FOB. The exporter is responsible for delivering goods onto the ship at the designated port, and the buyer assumes responsibility from that point onwards, including shipping and insurance costs. Costs, insurance and freight (CIF). This talks about the exporter covers the cost of transporting goods to the destination port, including insurance. We are talking about CFR, cost and freight. This is similar to CIF, but insurance is the buyer's responsibility. Factors that influence export price quotations need to be explored. First one is cost of production. This includes raw material, labor, overheads and other input costs. Then comes the freight and insurance, the cost of transporting goods overseas and insuring them en route. Then comes market competition. Exporters must consider the competitive landscape in the target market and price their products accordingly. You should know about the currency fluctuations also. Currency exchange rates play a significant role in determining the final export price. Exporters must also consider terms of payment, delivery schedules and other conditions in their price quotations. Price competitiveness is very crucial in securing export contracts. We are moving on to the deemed exports and benefits. Deemed exports refer to the transactions where goods supplied do not leave the country, but still the sale is treated as an export because the payment is made in foreign exchange or deemed foreign exchange. Deemed exports are eligible for many of the benefits provided to physical exports under the FTP. Categories of supply considered as deemed exports: supplies to export-oriented units, that is EOUs, or units under the Export Promotion Capital Goods. We call it as EPCG scheme. Supplies made under international competitive bidding. We call it as ICB. Supplies to United Nations, UN, organizations or nuclear power projects. Then benefits of deemed exports. Duty drawback or exemption from excise duty on the raw materials used in the manufacture of goods supplied under deemed export transactions. Let's talk about advance authorization. Exporters can import raw materials duty free for manufacturing deemed export product. Then terminal excise duty refund, a refund of terminal excise duty on goods supplied domestically but classified as deemed exports. Deemed exports ensure that the domestic supply chain for international projects and export-oriented units remains robust by offering similar benefits as physical exports. Let's move on to see the role of export promotion in Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. The Export Credit Guarantee Corporation of India, in short we call it as ECGC, plays a pivotal role in promoting and supporting India's export sector by offering a range of credit risk insurance solutions and services. Established in 1957, ECG's primary function is to encourage Indian export by protecting exporters against financial risks arising from the international trade environment. It protects exporters against non-payment risks by foreign buyers arising from both commercial, example, insolvency, and political factors such as war, currency restrictions, etc. This not only facilitates export growth, but also enhances the confidence of Indian exporters when dealing with foreign markets, particularly in risky or volatile regions. Let's see key functions of ECGC. Credit insurance ECGC offers insurance policies to cover the risk of non-payment by overseas buyers due to financial insolvency, payment defaults or political disruptions. The second point is export credit guarantee. Export credit guarantees bank against the risk of lending to exporters, ensuring easier access to finance. Next comes the risk assessment services. ECGC provides exporters with valuable information on the creditworthiness of foreign buyers, helping them mitigate risks. Through its services, ECGC helps Indian exporters to confidently enter new and potentially risky markets, thereby promoting the country's export trade. We are moving on to Export Promotion Council, EPCs and Commodity Board. Export Promotion Councils and Commodity Boards are important organizations established by the Government of India to promote and develop exports of various products from India. These organizations work under the guidance of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Let's see Export Promotion Councils, EPCs. EPCs are non-profit organizations in India established by the government under the foreign trade policy to promote and facilitate the export of various goods and services from India. Each EPC is responsible for promoting exports of specific sector, and they play a crucial role in developing the country's foreign trade. EPCs act as intermediaries between the government and exporters, helping businesses navigate international trade, access market information, and meet global standards. India has around 26 EPCs, each focusing on a specific product or service category, such as the Engineering Export Promotion Council EEPC, Apparel Export Promotion Council AEPC, and Pharmaceuticals Export Promotion Council PharmExcel. Each EPC is responsible for a specific group of products, example, textiles, leather, engineering goods. EPCs assist exporters by providing market intelligence, conducting trade fairs, and organizing buyer-seller meets. They also act as a liaison between exporters and the government to address trade barriers and regulatory challenges. We are talking about commodity boards even. Commodity boards in India are autonomous bodies established by the government to regulate, develop, and promote the production, marketing, and export of specific agricultural and plantation products. These boards play a critical role in ensuring the competitiveness of Indian commodities in global markets by improving quality, production techniques, and market access. They also act as vital interfaces between the government products and producers, exporters, facilitating policy implementation and providing essential services to stakeholders. To note, India has a number of commodity boards dedicated to promoting specific sectors which include tea board, coffee board, rubber board, Spices Board and Coconut Development Board, among others. CBs are responsible for promoting the production and export of specific commodities like tea, coffee, rubber and spices. They play a significant role in certifying quality standards and ensuring that Indian products meet global standards. Both EPCs and CBs are instrumental in helping exporters penetrate new markets, understand foreign demand and ensure that Indian products are competitive on the international stage. Let's move on to see export promotion schemes. The FTP 2004-2009 included several export promotion schemes designed to incentivize and encourage export activity. These schemes aimed to lower the cost burden on exporters, enhance their competitiveness and support the diversification of Indian exports. The major export promotion schemes are duty drawback scheme, meaning exporters can claim a refund of customs duties paid on imported inputs used to produce export goods. This reduces the cost burden on exporters. The next one is Advance Authorization Scheme. This scheme allows duty-free import of inputs required for manufacturing export goods. It is especially beneficial for sectors like textiles, leather and engineering. Export Promotion Capital Goods EPCG scheme allows exporters to import capital goods at concessional duty rates provided they fulfill export obligations over a specified period. It helps modernize production facilities, focus market scheme and focus product scheme. These schemes provide duty credit scripts to exporters who target new markets or focus on export of specific high value added products. Each of these schemes played a vital role in making Indian exports competitive on the global stage by reducing costs, improving product quality and fostering innovation in the export sector. We have come to the conclusion of Unit 1. I would like to make a closing remark on India's foreign trade policy 2004 to 2009, which was a pivotal step in positioning the country as a significant player in the global market. By introducing export-oriented policies, liberalizing trade procedures and implementing strategic export promotion schemes, the policy sought to boost India's global trade share and enhance the competitiveness of its export sector. The emphasis on simplifying export licensing procedures, offering transparent export price quotations and encouraging deemed exports provided a conducive environment for exporters to operate efficiently. The role of institutions like the Export Credit Guarantee Corporation (ECGC) and Export Promotion Council (EPCs) was instrumental in mitigating risks and offering crucial support to exporters, further reinforcing India's export capabilities. Incentivizing export through schemes like EPCG, duty drawback,